In other news, the 689-foot bulk carrier Mishipacotton has safely anchored in Thunder Bay, Ontario after combating flooding in Lake Superior earlier this morning. The Coast Guard Great Lakes District received reports about 6:53 a.m. that the vessel had collided with something about 35 miles southwest in Isle Royale. The ship was carrying taconite, which is a low-grade iron ore, and had 22 people aboard. Authorities said water pumps on board began displacing water, and there were no signs that anything spilled from the ship. Helicopter and boat crews responded to the collision. Although no injuries were reported on the vessel, the Coast Guard coordinated with a National Park Service boat from Isle Royale to transfer 11 of the 22 crew members aboard the Mishipacotton. All U.S. Coast Guard assets have been released from the scene, and the Coast Guard remains closely engaged with Canadian counterparts. The cause of the flooding and any other damage to the bulk carrier will be investigated once the vessel has moored in Thunder Bay.
On Saturday, June 8th, the freighter Mishipacotton reported hitting something submerged about 35 miles southwest of Isle Royale in Lake Superior. The crew aboard the vessel stated they heard a loud bang while in deep waters. 2 days later, investigators discovered a 13-foot crack in the hull. They concluded that the ship broke apart from fatigue, not an impact. It's important to note that the Lake Carriers Association has stated that the US Coast Guard and the American Bureau of Shipping inspect every ship annually to issue a certification of inspection, allowing them to continue operating on the Great Lakes. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any detailed testimony from the crew about the event. However, anyone who has been on a boat knows a collision is usually obvious. So, what's really going on here? Did the Mishipacotton hit something their sensors didn't detect, or is this a case of neglect and greed? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. On June 16, 2024, a witness in San Antonio spotted a strange UFO hovering in the evening sky. This sluggish, worm-like object stayed in the area for over an hour. The audio suggests strong winds, but the object didn't seem to be influenced by them at all, and it was completely silent, as the witness noted. It had no visible propulsion and moved randomly in all directions. We recently did a video on the dumbbell UFO phenomenon, which has been spotted all over the US and Canada. Although those are usually blue, this sighting shares many of the same characteristics. I also found reports of similar sightings in San Antonio from a year ago, reported by the local news.
One local man says he'll consider after he captured a series of flying lights he can't explain. Take a look at one of these clips. This video was taken in the Terramont neighborhood on Bexar County's northwest side. You can see what appears to be a shining light flying in the distance.
This was the second object that witness Dan Paul recorded in that same spot since 2018. The San Antonio news station reached out to the Mutual UFO Network, MUFON, in the area. After investigating the footage, the researcher there believes Mr. Paul's sightings are nothing but mylar balloons. I'll leave it to you to decide on this sighting, but considering how lightweight mylar balloons are and how easily they are manipulated by the wind, it seems unlikely that they would stay in the same area for over an hour on this audibly windy night.
Okay, I don't know if... There. That doesn't look like a plane to me, because it's just like two lights connected by a wire.
On June 7th of this year, Mr. Katebot in Oakland, California, witnessed a tethered two-orb object passing by in the daytime sky right at cloud level. Theories about this sighting range from mylar balloons attached with a string to drones, or even birds. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what it might be. Your answers will be graded on creativity. This next sighting occurred on June 15th, 2024, in Atlanta, Georgia, from the balcony of Reddit user Factor Fiction's condo.
See? It's flapping wings.
No, it's not. Gotta burn.
Ooh, the plane almost ran through it.
Quite a sight to behold. This odd-shaped object moving across the Atlanta city skyline at fairly fast speeds. The object never seems to change course, but stays fixed on its heading. No reflection can be observed from this dark object, which suggests it's probably not metallic in nature. There were also some lightly shaded areas between the darker top and bottom. It's very curious, but what do you think? In the fast-paced city of Tokyo, Japan, Reddit user Nicholas captured this intriguing footage. Earlier this month, they witnessed a silver orb almost static in the daytime sky. With no sound emitting and estimated to be only 40 feet off the ground, the only movement was a slight bobbing up and down. In previous videos, we've covered similar orbs that seem to be overseeing the populace below. Nicholas stated that their initial reaction to the object was one of harmony and peace, feeling no threat. However, upon reflecting on the recording, they felt conflicted about their decision not to stay longer, as if subconsciously compelled to move on. In this slowed footage from Bremen, Ohio, an almost identical-looking orb to the one in the previous clip comes soaring by at incredible speed. The witness stated they were just finishing up their dog walk when this silver orb, approximately 2,000 feet up, was caught in one of their videos. To give some perspective on how fast this orb is moving, the original video is only 1 second long. Here is a still image of the object, clearly giving off a reflection in the sun and perfectly spherical in shape. Unfortunately, little is known about this footage, allegedly captured in Indonesia in 2021. This large orb moves effortlessly in the daytime sky, ebbing and flowing in erratic directions. Initially, it gives strong balloon vibes, but this is quickly squashed by its evasive movements. Although the sky is overcast, there is no reflection. It also appears that the object might not be an orb, but a saucer shape, with the bottom facing the camera, which would explain the absence of any light reflection.
What is that? Just been hanging out there. Whatever it is.
In what could be considered another Rocket Man-type UFO, this humanoid-shaped object was sighted in Albuquerque at the height of summer in 2022. According to NYU Ape, the actual witness, Muralarid, stated the object remained stationary in the sky for well over an hour. There isn't any mention of the weather that day or the wind speeds. The microphone picked up some audible disturbances, but from what we can observe, the object doesn't seem affected by natural disturbances or wind. It almost appears to be shape-shifting with a slight rotation. NYUAP, who did an inverted analysis on the lighting, believes it's also emitting a glow around it. One commenter on the original upload stated they were a local and had witnessed something similar just before a thunder and lightning storm. Those who have been with this channel from the start a few months ago might remember us covering numerous clip submissions from around the globe featuring these white spectre-like objects racing across mostly night skies. As far as I know, no explanation has been given, but theories range from ground lights to the aurora borealis. This new submission comes to us from UFO Hunter, from someone living in Russia, presumably that was filmed earlier this month from a balcony. Unfortunately, the information is slim, but this 1.5-minute clip has all the hallmarks of previous UFO sightings of this nature. Many commenters were quick to share their own experiences with this phenomenon from Dubai, India, and as far as Argentina. Some suggest this is connected to weather manipulation, but let us know your thoughts in the comments.
It's creepy, huh?
This anonymous clip was circulating on social media this week with no details, so as Nuke's Top 5 would say, is this real or an elaborate hoax? You decide. We can't feature so many orbs in one video without including our friend, Florida Real UFO, who has a massive library of orb sightings. Mr. Bell seems to be able to summon these orbs with his wizard-like abilities. Here is a sample from his latest upload, recently filmed in his yard.
Here comes the very large one, very low, straight out of the west coast, and the moon is out. It's really kind of hazing everything over, but that's all right. That is a big one. Certifiable. What's up there, feller? This is right over the west coast. As you can hear, there's no sound. It's moved this way a little bit now. Yep. It's almost right overhead now. It's came over so far.
If you'd like to see the rest of this video or view more of Mr. Bell's videos, please head over to his channel and consider subscribing. Thanks for staying until the end and tuning into this week's video. If you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a like and sharing your opinions on what you saw. We're very interested in hearing from you. If you have a sighting you'd like to share with the channel, please send it to unknownskies@gmail.com. All right, until next time, everyone take care and we'll see you again soon.